Good morning, everyone. So we're back again for day 2 of our Take 5. And today is a really cool day. It's International Dot Day. And that means that International Dot Day is a day that we celebrate creativity and we encourage people to make their mark and see where it takes us. So if you haven't heard of International Dot Day, it's based on a book by Peter Reynolds called The Dot, which we have in the library if you would like to request it at any point. But I have 5 books about people mostly, but there is an exception to that. Being creative and seeing what adventures ensue. So without further ado, let's get going with our 5 books in 5 minutes. So the first book I have is about a real life person. Kind of go in chronological order today. So I don't know how many of you have ever looked at a science book and seen all of the really beautiful painted illustrations. John James Audubon has a great book called Birds of America where all the birds are painted and they're just gorgeous. But rewind 200 years and you have a girl named Maria Marion, and she liked to paint bugs. And this was a time where girls weren't really encouraged to do anything other than stay at home, clean the house and take care of the kids. But she loved butterflies specifically, and so she would paint them. But in the process, she discovered how butterflies change from caterpillars into butterflies. And because we have her drawings, we have a record of that going back, 300 years. So that's a really, really cool book, and the illustrations in it are just gorgeous. So if you would like to check that out, I would totally do that. And then we have a book called Echo. And Echo, it's a big book. It's a big book, but it's a big book because it connects 4 children across 100 years, and each kid encounters a magic harmonica, and that magic harmonica has a very, very interesting influence on all of their lives in different ways. So each kid kind of takes the harmonica, and different things happen with them depending on who it is. So you should totally read Echo, even though it is a big book. But it's actually, it is, but it's so good. It's so good. You should totally read it. Okay. And then we have a strange book. We have a strange book. So James, there it is. It's hiding. James is, your ordinary, average, everyday kid. And one birthday, he gets an art set. And he's like, oh, that's cool. I'll play around with it at some point. And the next morning he wakes up, and next to the art set, there is a fabulous drawing. Where did that come from? And what he discovers is that there is a creature living in his house with him named Marvin. And Marvin is an artist. And Marvin and James gang up, and they make art together because, of course, everybody's like, ooh, James, you should totally do this again. But he can't do it without Marvin. But eventually that leads them to a museum and an art heist. So you'll have to check that out. And then last but not least, we have a kid named Nate. Not my brother. My brother's name is Nate, but it's not about my brother. It's about another kid named Nate who just wants to be a Broadway star. Okay, he loves to sing, he loves to dance, and he is stuck in this little town, and he doesn't know if he's going to be able to do his dreams, but he comes up with this idea to run away and he runs away to the Big Apple, New York City, to audition for E.T. the musical. But he may have done this without thinking, because New York City is a big place, and if he's going to audition, he has to first get to the audition, and that may be harder than he thinks. And then last but not least, I have somebody who is still alive, which is kind of cool. So this is a recent biography about Maya Lin. Okay. Oh, and that's Better Nate Than Ever and Masterpiece. Okay. So Maya Lin, if you don't know, was the architect who designed the Vietnam Veterans Memorial and a bunch of other stuff that I did not know about until I read the book. She's very, very cool. She gets a lot of her inspiration from nature. She's Chinese American, which is awesome, because we don't have enough people with diversity in the arts. But you should totally read this, not only for the Vietnam Veterans Memorial, which was way more controversial than I knew about, but because she's a very cool lady, and she's still alive, and she's still doing cool architecture. So that was 5 books in slightly more than 5 minutes, but I did my best. So hopefully some of those look really, really cool. And don't forget that because today is Dot Day, try to do something creative, even if it's just requesting a book about somebody else being creative. You never know where that will take you. All right, I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye.